Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be nesting / cleaning / cooking, all the above. So I haven't washed any of Emerson's clothes yet, but I couldn't hold out anymore, so I'm just taking her clothes out of her drawer and throwing them in the washer to start. Next, I'm just cleaning up a little bit, so I'm going to start by vacuuming and then I'm going to mop. Okay, I wanted to tell y'all what I'm using to mop today. So I'm using a cap full of Thieves All-Purpose Cleaner and then a splash of vinegar. I use like 2 drops of orange, 2 drops of lemon, and then like 4 or so drops of Stress Away, and it smells so good and so clean. Now I'm just going to tidy up my living room a little bit. It tends to get really messy right now because I edit and do everything from my living room. So yeah, it just needs to be picked up. First I had to smell the laundry because it just smells so good, but now I'm just trying to sort through and separate the sizes, and then I'm going to kind of fold it a little bit. I didn't film the rest of this, but I will put that in another video where I sort through and try to organize. Okay, I filmed an intro for the next day, but I ended up deleting it because I rambled so much. But just so you know, this next clip is the next day, so yeah. Okay, moving on to the cooking part of this video, which is what most of you are probably watching for. So pause this right here and take a screenshot. This is the first recipe. It is a taco bake. This is actually my first time making this, so I hope it turns out good, but I think it will. I am making these meals to freeze for when the baby gets here to make life a little bit easier, but you can obviously just make these regular. First I'm putting the ground beef in the skillet, and then I'm just getting my onion ready and actually putting it in my food processor. Y'all, I just bought this like right before Thanksgiving and it was the best, like $25 I think that I've ever spent. Now I'm showing you the pans that I'm using. I got these from Walmart. I'm gonna link them below because they do have lids and they were perfect. I will be using these every time, and I'm just gonna wash them out really quick since they were like open and exposed. I like to let the ground beef get a head start before I add the onion in, and then I just let it finish cooking the rest of the way until the onions are tender and there is no more pink, and then I will drain it. The best part about all these recipes is, for the most part, I use this same pan that I cooked the meat in to mix everything up, so I didn't have a bunch of dishes afterwards. I'm just adding the water and taco seasoning, and then we will add the rotel, corn, and olives. The recipe did call for this to cook for like 8 to 10 minutes. I just let it cook while I was getting the pan ready and getting the tortillas in the bottom. So you're just gonna spray your pan and put 2 tortillas in the bottom and layer half of your mixture and then half of your cheese, and then do another round of tortillas, meat, and cheese. I labeled each of the lids with what each recipe was, instructions to thaw, and then the temperature and how long to cook it. The next one is Cowboy Casserole. Once again, just pause to screenshot this, but this is something we make often and we really like. It's super easy. I just pair it with like green beans or something. Also, you can add green beans or corn or both to the meat mixture, but we just like to make it on the side. Once again, this food processor is my best friend because my eyes are so sensitive to onions, so this just saves me so much time and pain. But kind of the same thing, I'm putting my ground beef in a pan, browning that with the onion. Once you have drained that and added it back to the pan, you're going to add your milk, cream of mushroom, cheese, sour cream, and then you're just going to stir it and add it to the bottom of the pan. Top it with your tater tots and add some shredded cheese on top. I did hold off on that for now. I'll just add it when I'm ready to cook it, but this is so easy, and like I said, it's so good. Obviously, it's not necessary to get the tater tots that perfect. I'm just OCD.
The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't want to waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow.
Okay, third and final freezer recipe is lasagna, but don't skip out right here. I do have tonight's supper recipe coming at the end, but this one was super easy as well. This is a recipe that's new to me. I've never made it, so hopefully it turns out good. I'm just mixing the cottage cheese and Parmesan cheese and the parsley together. The instructions called to cook the lasagna noodles for like 8 to 10 minutes, so I just did 8 minutes, the very minimum, because obviously this is going to cook in the oven later on. Now I'm just going to ground my beef and cook it with the onions, same as the other two recipes.
Echoing around these walls, fighting to create a song. I don't want to miss a beat. Through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays, and on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on
I'm just adding all of my seasonings right here before I finish cooking, and then I'm going to drain it and add the sauce and let that simmer. I left a little bit of the sauce in the bottle, as you'll see right here. I'm gonna add it to the very bottom of the pan. You want to add just a little bit of sauce before doing your first layer of noodles. And then you basically divide everything up into thirds. So you do noodles, and then the meat mixture, the mozzarella, and then the cottage cheese, and then start all over, except the last layer you're going to switch it up and you're going to do the cottage cheese and then the mozzarella on top.
through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays, and on.
This took me a little bit more time just because I tried to do everything in order, like recipe by recipe, just for the sake of filming it, but honestly it wasn't that bad, didn't take that long, I didn't mess up too many dishes, and this will be a lifesaver. Once we have a newborn, my husband can just get these out and we can have a good home cooked meal. I didn't show this part, but I did want to mention that you want to let these cool completely before you wrap them up and put them in the freezer. I just wrapped them really well in cling wrap and aluminum foil. And speaking of my husband, I'm just doing some of his work laundry right now, and then I'm going to dust the ceiling fan in my room. One of my next videos of me nesting and cleaning and all that will be me doing some deep cleaning. So once I stripped my sheets, now I'm going to do all the dishes that I messed up.
Dripping lights paint the skies. Only you can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me move.
Okay, here is the final recipe for this video. This is what we had for supper tonight. It's so good. We've had it so many times. Just pause to screenshot. I missed pretty much making the whole ziti, but I filmed myself here browning some ground beef and adding the Parmesan in. It's super easy. Just follow the recipe, and then I made some breadsticks to go with it.
Make it last forever. Stop in time. Yeah, I'm surrendering. Hold tight. Chemicals collide. Hold tight.
After I ate, I just put up the leftovers and made Austin's plate for tonight. And here's your reminder not to be lazy to clean your kitchen after you get done, no matter how tired you are.
Paint the skies. Only you can make me move.
Okay, y'all, that's it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it, even if you're not pregnant, if you just need some cleaning motivation. I hope that this entertained you. I will have plenty more of these coming soon. Thank y'all so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.